let's talk about the Jewish prohibition Bal Tashchit or Bal Tashchis, which is the prohibition to waste unnecessarily or desecrate valuable resources in our world. But actually, in religious circles, this has sort of become this code name to don't waste food. Bal Tashchis, like don't throw it out, Bal Tashchis. That says unnecessarily wasting food. And let's talk about it in light of the science that's coming out about the harms of ultra-processed food. If you're new here, my name is Tzit Livne. I'm a nurse and a certified food addiction counselor and the creator of Jewish Sugar-Free Recovery. When it comes to Bal Tashchis, or really like wasting food, it always gives me pause when we're talking about what do we do with leftover ultra-processed junk that has sort of been, we bought too much from a party, or there's so many stories that I can tell about it. There was a kiddush that my daughter-in-law and son, who are very Orthodox, made, and there was a lot of these cakes left over, not like really like amazing stuff. It was sort of just cakes, that you buy on sale at the bakery, in the grocery store. And she said, okay, we'll give it to the yeshiva bachers, to the boys who learn in the yeshiva, they can have it. And I said, well, this really is junk food and they have so much cake anyway. Don't you think that is really giving that to them the wise thing to do? Would really throwing these cakes out be Bal Tashchis? And she asked her rabbi, and he said, yes, it would be Bal Tashchis to throw it away. You should give it to the yeshiva bachers. And that really gave me pause, because here's the thing. The science is coming out. There's been an article series in one of the most respected medical journals about the harms of ultra-processed foods. And it really is coming out that they are just as harmful as cigarettes. And in my eyes, the same way you wouldn't be giving out packets of cigarettes to yeshiva bachers, even if they do smoke. We're not going to give them packets of cigarettes because that would be promoting an unhealthy habit. Why are we pushing on school kids, teachers' rooms, offices, and yeshivas, all our leftover junk that we don't want in the house because it's not so healthy? So we're pushing it on them in order not to throw it away. And I would love it if some rabbi or somebody who really has halachic knowledge would give their comments here, because actually eating too much ultra-processed foods, like all these junky cakes and chips and chocolates and things like that, are really actively harmful. And if a little kid who's in grade 4 tells me about the teachers in his Talmud Torah who left them cartons of something like 30, 40 croissants to eat because it was left over, obviously, from some event that they made and they didn't want to throw it away. So they gave it to 10-year-old boys to binge on. Is this really not wasting? What about wasting their health? What about, this is like hashchata, which means actually desecration. Children have livers that cannot deal with all this sugar, and it really can cause long-term damage. So giving them copious amounts of croissants to binge on because we don't want to throw it away, is that really Bal Tashchis? Maybe it's just the other way around. Maybe, Bal Tashchis is not giving it to them so that we won't cause active harm to their bodies. So this is really something that I think that we as Orthodox Jews need to think about. When is throwing away food Bal Tashchis? And when is it actually not giving soldiers, yeshiva boys, or midrasha girls, or kids in school, or teachers, or our fellow workers, not pushing on them more ultra-processed food that they're already having by themselves from their own volition, not pushing on them even more? Is that really, are we doing ourselves and our environment and our fellow people and our children, are we really doing them a favor by not throwing away these things and pushing it on them? I would love your comments in below. And of course, if you feel like you would wish that you could throw them away or give them away and you ended up eating all of it by yourself or way too much of it by yourself because you're just totally out of control when it comes to consumption of sugar and ultra processed foods, then please reach out to me. My sugar-free recovery program for life is really to help you to recover from sugar and food, ultra processed food addiction, and to build a healthy relationship with all foods and learning to love food that loves you back. I will see you in our next video. Bye bye.